Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly developer diary. So for this week I've got a fair bit to show you, so I'll try and run through it pretty quick. So first of all, as you can see here, I've been doing a lot of different ninja drawings. As you see, it's quite scattered here, but I'll show you a few of them separate in a minute. So basically the first thing I did for these is I came up with like a basic ninja design, as you can see here and here, the red and blue versions, and I think these came out really well compared to the like old ninja that I made back here for the original Soulbound. So I think that pose is very boring and static, the proportions aren't perfect by any means, there's a lot of little faults with this. Whereas this, I think it looks really good. I think the pose looks a lot more like lively and just action based. I think the proportions look quite good because like you can clearly see like, oh, that's where his arm's bending, for example, by these little indents here. And I think the shading I'm really happy with how the shading turned out on this. Just having these like lighter highlights on like where like the light would be hitting them, and then the darker spots like on the under parts of like the arms and sides of the chest and whatnot, I think helped to really add a bit of depth to it. And I think I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it's nice because it sort of shows how I've progressed going from, let's put them side by side. So I put that next to this. You can clearly see that this one looks a lot better than this. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So the main design changes to it, other than redoing the sprite, were, I tried to make it seem that, first of all, I gave him sleeves, because here it sort of looks like he's wearing like a vest, especially with this line down the middle. I tried to make it more of like a more like robe sort of lines going past, which I think looked quite well. So I think the highlights definitely help show that. And then just the proportions and the pose being a lot better, along with actual shading, help make it look a lot nicer. But other than that, I've also messed around giving it this stance, because for his sword attack he's going to grab it with this hand here and lunge out with a sword. So he's going to grab it here, this hand's holding the hilt, grab his sword, he's going to swing it out here, he's going to end the swing, and then he puts the sword back away, is what I'm thinking. So I like this stance, but I also go, this stance might make more sense, especially if he's going to transition from this to an attack. Other than that, I've also been messing around making the run cycle. So I've messing around having the hand there in different positions. So first I had it at the back here, and you see all the legs here, and I'll tell you why it looks like this in a minute. And I messed around with having the arm come down here in a similar way I did for the standing. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like with the legs and whatnot. And then this is what it looks like with the arm being in that position. And I don't know, I think they both came out pretty well. Oh, this one I haven't changed the scarf on it yet. This one, as you can see, I tried to make the scarf flow as he's running. I think it turned out quite well. I think the only change I might make is making the like front of the scarf like bob down a bit more, just because this bit around his neck doesn't seem to move at all. So I've got the end part moving a bit, which I think it looks quite well. Especially you zoom out a bit, it looks quite like natural, flowing up and down. And then here I use very similar methods of like, shading some highlights and some darker bits like under the legs and under his arm where the light wouldn't be hitting, and I think it turned out really well. Other than that, we've been doing quite a bit actually programming in the game, because we've also managed to get some of the new enemy art added, as well as I've just been concepting a few things. Like, for example, I concepted this dragon head enemy, which I think looks quite good. My main flaw with it would be I want to change the perspective on it, because with a lot of the other enemies and characters you can see both eyes, whereas with this you can only see the one, so I sort of want to twist it round a bit. Sort of twist it around a bit this way, if that makes sense. But I do like the actual design of this. I think this like sort of hair on it looks quite nice, and the antlers, I think it looks a lot more dragon-like than the old one. And then other than that, I've also concepted a idea for, we have like a boomerang throwing enemy, and the idea for that is basically going to be this very rough sketch, of course, as you can tell. It's basically going to be woman with like a holding a fan in front of her face, like that. Woman holding a fan in front of her face, and then she throws that fan like a boomerang and it comes back. Is basically the idea. But other than that art I've got, I can show you some stuff we've got in Unity. So if I run the game, see, oh yeah, here's the new ghost art that's actually been implemented. I see the ghosts are very fast now. So the ghost art, we basically took the ninja sprites I made and added a like ghostly bottom on it, which looks really good. It looks very, I don't know, it's like, I feel it looks like it flows quite well, which is really good. So then, you know, it just works the same as the old ghost. As you can see, we've got some of the new art added. So as you can see, I've possessed like the Oni mask, and when I shoot, oh, wrong button. When I shoot, where's the shoot button? There it is. He does his little fire animation, where the fire sort of flares up on his face a bit, like so. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. Well, here I will also chuck in some of the new enemy types we have. So, for example, where is the, not the jumping enemy, the leaper enemy? We've got the frog art added for that, which looks really clean. So if I possess this one, and you see he's got a little run cycle, he's got his little jump, and he has his little down attack. So he can jump up, he does a little like sword spin downwards, and yeah, it's a pretty cool enemy type. So this enemy will basically, we're gonna probably make the jump a lot higher, but basically his whole thing will be, oh, you know, jump above the ninja and then go boom, and sort of try and land on him or land next to him to kill him. I can see there's the ghost in red. Other than that, we've got quite a lot of different enemy types in. Like we have a bomber enemy, for example, which these are all like still like placeholder art for the ones that we've not got art for. But if I possess this, then oh, that one doesn't seem to be working. Seems to be an issue there. Oh, you gotta find bugs somehow. But yeah, that basically what that enemy is supposed to do is they drop like a small like bomb that then explodes into like an AoE. So similar to the like kamikaze enemy, but dropping bombs that are like a smaller AoE rather than being like a kamikaze thing. Then other than that, we've got quite a few enemy types. We have like a basic sword attack enemy. We have a boomerang throwing enemy, which is just like the old frog art for now. We've got the charger enemy working a bit differently now. So as you can see, this one throws boomerang, goes a set distance, and then sort of comes back. Charger enemy works a lot better now, because the original charger enemy was very buggy. I guess the main thing is just the ninja movement is a lot more fluid now. So as you can see, it just feels very good just being able to just jump around. Oh, that's right, there's the Dragon's Fire Breath attack, which I think I showed last week. But yeah, Ninja's feeling really fluid right now, which is really good. As you can see here, we have this little, what looks like a dash. We haven't got the art for it yet, but what it is a little slide. So I can run and sort of slide off things if I want. So if I just press down, I'll do a little short slide. And there's the charger enemy, actually working as it should be now. because I remember in the original Soulbound demo it was I take that back. But ooh, that's a bug. Something with the camera. That might just be me messing around with the camera before, but as you can see, we're still like ironing out a few bugs and whatnot, but we're sort of getting to the point where we've got a lot of the functionality done. As in, like, you know, we've got all the logic for like the enemy types we want done. So now it's just polishing them up and bug fixing them, and just making everything feel good game wise. Because right now, a issue we've got is the ninja feels really fun to control and it's really fast, but they're sort of so fast that the ghost can't really. It's very hard for the ghost to sort of catch the ninja and kill him. So I've been brainstorming a ton of ideas on how to sort of remedy this. And like one of them, for example, this is like a very simple one, it's just loaned an ninja health from 5. It's like a much lower value from like 1 to 3, for example. Just so it's a lot easier to die and then actually swap. Another cool little feature one of my programmers implemented, which turned out really well, is if I can grab the player, I move him. Oh, I've sort of moved him into a wall there. There we go. So if I take this guy. Whoa! Oh crap. Oh, got me there. Sort of stuck. Yeah, I just try and run through here. Actually, I want to die so I can be the blue ninja. Oh no. Oh, no, which button is it? There we go. Still messing around with what the buttons are. But here, what happens now is if I actually cross the finish line, it does sort of like a slow-mo and then cuts to the results screen, which is like a really just nice little quality of life feature that looks quite good. But yeah, other than that, we've been keeping up posting stuff on like Twitter and like socials, so make sure to follow any of them to keep up to date on a few things on the game. And we're currently in the process of setting up the Steam page for it, so I'll probably be able to link that in next week's developer diary, so you can wishlist the game, because that's a very big thing on Steam. Of a big thing which is to get on like the front page of like new releases, you have to get, I think it's 10,000 wishlists off the top of my head, which like realistically we're not going to get, but you know, the more wishlists we have, the closer we are to that, and you know, the better it is to just see help like gauge interest on the game. But yeah, I think that sums up everything for this week. So yeah, there's a lot of development been done in the game still, but we've got a good lot of it out the way and done, and it's mainly polishing and bug fixing and designing stuff. So like making like remaking all like the levels and new art for that stuff. And then other than that, it's just been things like, like I've outsourced music to someone. So I've got some music from them as like a work in progress thing, which sounds pretty good. So I'm confident that we're going to have some really good music for the game. But yeah, I think that sums up everything for this week. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to follow the game Twitter to keep up to date on stuff. And I'll see you all next week. Alright, peace.